Okay, and I thought we were going live, but I guess we're waiting for this to load.
Dang, Alex. The first time I see you on camera and you're wearing a Cub shirt?
Okay. Oh, I think we're live. Okay.
Yeah,
welcome everyone.
Okay.
We are
We're
now
going live,
live on Facebook, and we're
we're
going to
waiting
be
for this
interviewing
Hey,
or
Alex.
asking or getting to
The
know
first time I see
Alyssa. Wait, there was a slight overlap of talking. Okay, anyways, we're here now. This is my wife, Alex, and then on the other side, this way, we have...
My name's Ken, and this is Danielle, my wife.
All right. And we're gonna get started
That's
with
Stanley.
getting to know Alyssa, member of our church and also a teacher. So we'll get started with that.
Hey.
There you go.
So
right.
how long have you been teaching for, Alyssa?
Great question. I started as a teacher in Chicago Public Schools charter for a few years, 2 years there. And then in the public schools in the neighborhood in Little Village, La Vita, for 3 or 4 years. And now I teach from my home online for ESL students in China. So I think 7-ish years.
That's a good run.
Oh, okay.
Been good.
Cool.
I feel definitely like it's a gifting. And so it's something that I like to use.
What is your preferred job right now? Is it the online teaching or the having the kids in front of you teaching?
I think having my girls at home, and especially our middle is a kindergartner, which I taught K through 2nd in the schools. And having her be a kindergartner, which was one of my favorites, makes me miss my classroom, missing like the brick and mortar classroom and being able to like have a whole plethora of them and just kind of the challenges that go with that. But I like being able to continue to use it while I'm home with my kids through the online platform.
We asked Matt Brown, that was a teacher, what's your favorite subject and what's your least favorite subject to teach?
My favorite subject is math. I geek out with a lot of math. I could do long division and long multiplication all day and be so happy with that. Therefore, it's pretty fun for me to teach. And I don't tell Shane. He won't watch, so it's fine. I hate science. I hate science. And I hate history, but more than that, I hate science. I just can't get behind it. I don't know if it's real or not. What was that?
Does Shane love science?
He loves science. He wanted to be a chemist growing up.
Oh, cool. Get Shane on the screen. Let's get him in here too.
He's far away. He'll never do it, you guys. I could call all day. He'll never come.
Yes,
So math and
is tough.
science, okay. How about for you as a student when you were a kid?
So for sure math. And I didn't take Spanish until like my sophomore year in high school, which was kind of late because everybody kind of got it in middle school and earlier. And immediately I was like, I'm pretty good at this. And it kind of made me really excited. And then my senior year of high school is when I realized like I could use it in a job form someday to continue to learn Spanish and I didn't grow up around any kind of Spanish speakers. So that was like a new world, a whole new world that I discovered my senior year of high school. And I liked it.
Cool. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Michigan, and we Michiganders do this a lot for the mitten. And I grew up in Battle Creek, which is like approximately here-ish on the map.
Oh,
Hold on. So most viewers are not from Michigan. Can you explain the whole?
So if
thing?
you're from Chicago, you like this right here called Lake Chicago, Lake Michigan. And you are located, we all right now are located right over here on the other side of the lake. So if you drive through Indiana, this is really hard backwards, by the way, you guys. Through Indiana, up 94 will pass you right through Battle Creek, which is where I'm from.
Oh,
Which is
gotcha.
the cereal capital of the USA. Both Kellogg's and Post had their beginnings there.
Oh, okay.
A lot to be proud of.
You know.
There is a lot happening in Michigan.
That's right.
Do you like cereal?
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need it on the regulars now, but growing up, I was only allowed to have Kellogg's because most of my family were Kellogg's employees / retirees.
Oh, okay.
And so if we like happened to buy a General Mills cereal, which my parents were not employees, we couldn't tell grandpa. We just couldn't do it. And the cool thing is, growing up in Cereal City, USA, as we are called, when you go outside for recess and play, you could smell cereal being produced. So like, oh, is that Fruity Pebbles today? Yes, it is. Fruity Pebbles across town.
Wow.
So there you go.
This is a culture shock for me right now.
Do you guys get the little cereal boxes, in the school?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The little, we don't get them nowadays, but for sure, the little sample packs.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, the sample
Those
packs.
are always fun.
I always had to eat like 3 of those. I felt like that's just one of them.
It's not a serving size. It's not fair.
Yeah, no way. No, not at all. So do you have any siblings? Can you talk to us about your family? Like what it looked like growing up for you other than the cereal smells?
I mean, that really covers the most of what happened in my childhood. Wake up, smell cereal, eat cereal, go see grandpa, work at cereal. Growing up, I had a big brother and a big sister, and they now both live in Michigan. Again, they've kind of moved around and then moved back home. They both live about an hour away from Battle Creek. And I was the youngest and probably the favorite child, if you can imagine. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Maybe not. I don't know. And I grew up with mom and dad, and we lived in the farm part of Battle Creek. So we lived about 10 minutes outside of town, and which is a culture shock now because Nora, our oldest, just did a unit on rural, suburban, and urban communities. And she's like, so what is a rural, what is that like? And I'm like, think of grandma's house. And she's like, oh, that's far from everything. But we called grandma about it, and grandma's like, yeah, you can get up and walk to where you want to go. Like I couldn't walk anywhere. So it is kind of weird that that's been a really big transition in my life. But
So does that mean you got your driver's license pretty early?
I was 16 on the day. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody turns 16 and you skip school and you go get your driver's license.
Wow.
Nobody has a car when they're 16, but you still go get it.
Driving your parents' car around at 16.
That's right. That's right.
Like
Feels good.
a
It feels
baller move.
real. Like it feels like freedom, if anything.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on to another question. And the reason why we had Chris go first was so that we can tell everybody not the Chris answer. So who is your biblical hero? And you cannot have the Chris answer.
and Jesus was taken already by Pastor Chris. So
Yeah, Jesus is already.
The pastor went with Chris. I mean, the pastor went with Jesus. He's like, I haven't really studied anybody else, so we'll just go with this one.
he knows his stuff. He knows the stuff. He knows
Just
his stuff.
kidding, Chris. I know you're watching. I know you're brilliant. I don't know. I think a while ago I would have said David, because David was called a man after God's own heart, and that would be a really cool title to be imprinted on your life, not necessarily the man part. Especially after he kind of screwed up royally, as we've seen him do, and to still kind of get the redemptive story in the view of God, because he like gave his life over back to God a number of times. But I think when I just kind of dive into, I haven't really done a Women of the Bible study before, and I in the last year have read through Ruth a few times, and I just did it with our girls the last week or so. And so I like to relate to women of the Bible when I can, and I haven't done a good job of studying that on my own. So right now I would go with Ruth. She's a good pal. She worked hard, and she has a redemptive story, which our God is a God of redemption.
Good answer.
Good.
Not Jesus. I'm sorry. He is my favorite. It's like Jesus. Ruth.
Yeah.
We need everyone's favorite.
Right.
We need a second favorite.
God, the Holy Spirit. Are those all included?
They are.
Yep.
Oh.
So we got a question from Krista.
Yes, we do. A great question.
How many masks do you own to teach English online? Asking for a friend who suddenly became an online teacher.
How many masks?
Yep.
Well, I don't know if these are the ones you're talking about, but I am in my virtual classroom right now. And so I have this one.
Oh.
I mean, Krista, I have this one. I mean, variety of cats, right? Cat boy,
Cats.
Hello Kitty, which goes over great with the Asian children.
Oh,
When I
gonna
want to
censor
talk
that
about
part out.
facial
We'll censor
features,
that part out.
it was, I'm being honest, they actually love Hello Kitty. They don't call her Hello Kitty, but they love her.
Oh,
This is a fan favorite.
Cool. I dig it.
I like that one on you.
Nothing protective for the breathing atmosphere. Sorry.
Cool. I would not be able to
That's
concentrate. If I had my teacher wearing a fake mask with a
I
mustache.
know.
Just brings in that much more of joy.
All right. Ken, you got any other ones?
Yeah. So how long have you guys lived in Chicago since you left Michigan? And what parts? Tell us about your journey here in the city.
Yeah. So I guess when I decided to move to Chicago, was back in high school. My church took a mission trip to with Inner City Impact. And back then we were working in, why can't I think of the neighborhood, you guys?
Humboldt Park.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, you work there. So we were in Humboldt Park back in high school, and that was, super rough then. And I mean, it's obviously turning around at this point. And that got me interested. Again, I did not grow up around Spanish speakers. That was a whole new world. I grew up in a very white world, and that's all I knew. So coming and realizing I can use Spanish, which I'm sort of good at this point, to like reach other people. Okay, maybe. So then when I was doing my student teaching in college, I did my semester here in Pilsen. I student taught in Pilsen, and moved here. And Shane, actually, we weren't married yet, but he did his last semester here as well. And then we got married right out of college, like a few weeks after graduating, and officially moved here to Logan Square. We were super involved with the church, Armitage Baptist, up in Logan Square and Kedzie, for 5 years. And then during that time, I taught at a few places and landed at Cardenas in Little Village. And after about 2 years, we were looking for a house, realized that we could afford a house in Little Village, and wanted to be closer to where I was working and kind of pour into the community I was working in. And so we bought a house here in Little Village 4 years ago. And that quickly led us to New Life, because it was 3 blocks away from our house. And if we are going to live here and work here, then we definitely want to serve here and have our body of believers be here. So within the first Sunday of visiting New Life, I was sold and ready to commit. And we pot committed. Alex and Aldo, I think, hosted a Memorial Day picnic. That's right. And we were like, sure, we'll go to that, our first Sunday. And then the next thing we did, I think, was to go camping with the Browns like a month later. And then we were just officially in. So we jumped in with 2 feet, and happy to do so.
That's great.
So going
Yeah, I've heard
back
about
to
those.
Shane, how did you meet him? Sorry, wait. How did you meet Shane?
Shane and I met in college, freshman year, first semester in Spanish class. Meant to be, you guys, meant to be. He took it to get out of a bunch of other classes. We did homework together every night. Friendship, love, all of this.
Nice. Where?
Right.
In college?
Yeah, in college. We went to Spring Arbor University. It's a small liberal arts Christian college. Just up the middle.
There it is again.
And Shane came
There
from
it is.
here, and I came from here, and we met in the middle.
Aw.
Aw.
Nice. Was it
He's
far?
cute,
Is
you
it far
guys. I
from
know
each other?
nobody on Facebook gets to see him right now, but promise, he's a looker.
Cool. Well, besides, I guess cereal, what would be your other favorite breakfast?
Pick some.
Like chorizo with some eggs, breakfast tacos. Throw some sweet potatoes in there for good measure.
Go down with that. Yeah.
Sweet potato.
see that.
Okay, I haven't tried that. That sounds.
I have a
pretty good.
dream, you guys. I'm just gonna put it out there on Facebook apparently tonight. I have a dream of opening a home restaurant where
Whoa.
you come on over. It's just a breakfast place. You come on over, and we're gonna call it Desa Cinco, and it's a $5 meal. You just come on over, tell me what you like, and I cook it up for you in house. $5, Desa Cinco.
So no menu.
What do you think? I've been working on it for a few years.
Let's hear from the viewers. If you think that's a good idea,
Viewers.
give her a thumbs up.
Give your likes.
Write down.
If
some
you were going to do
suggestions.
that,
I
put
can
the
see
egg
there's
in.
nothing there, is there?
You got to check on Facebook.
So that means no menu, no, just.
So I would always have things on hand, like things I always cook with in the morning. I always cook with eggs. I pretty much always cook with sweet potatoes. I have vegetables. I love to throw onions and everything. I'd have some like tostadas. I'd have some tortillas. I'd have bread. And I would just, you get there and I tell you like, you tell me kind of like what you like, and I either make you a scramble or tacos or whatever.
You're getting a lot of likes, but you also got some angry and sad faces.
Yeah.
You think someone else
Who's
had that
angry?
idea?
Who's angry at this?
I don't know. Sweet potatoes.
It's okay. You
gotta
guys
hit or miss.
direct message me. Tell me your better idea. I'll take it. I'll throw it off the table. It's fine. It's fine.
What's for? I'm sorry.
Do you have your own garden that you cook with?
Not yet, but we are starting one. We just bought a new house, and our new house is, I mean, us in Chicago, we know our yards are huge, but we have a side lot. So we have a full yard over here, which is 3 times as much space as we ever had. So we're going to take our backyard, which would be a normal backyard, and turn it into a complete garden. So fingers crossed, first real garden produces something this year.
Nice.
That's cool.
One question from Krista. Would you make Nutella crepes?
It's creepies.
It's crepes.
It's creepy. It's not creepies. It's not. I've never made crepes. I like crepes and I could get down with trying it. So, Krista, yes. If you gave me a like or a heart, Krista, then yes. If your angry face was there,
Apparently, it was Jamie giving the angry face. That's what
Jamie
Krista
was
said.
so mad.
Because it's not open yet.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. It's happening. It'll be a Saturday brunch spot. I mean, if I'm just really giving you the ideas, my ideas have been it's a Saturday brunch spot. It's open from like 8 to 11. Bring $5. Everybody in the whole community is welcome. I mean, I hope it happens someday.
That'd be fun.
That
What
sounds like
about
a fun
people
idea.
from Berwyn? What about people from Berwyn that are not in Little Village?
You know, you should have moved to Little Village when you had the chance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's all
absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. you're welcome.
Can we eat there?
That's what Gabby says.
Oh.
Yeah, Gabby asked, can we eat there?
Not in COVID. That's why it's not open. I'm just gonna blame it. If we could blame everything on COVID, Jamie, the reason it's not
Why would
open
we
yet
ask?
is because it's illegal.
Yeah.
And so I'll work on it.
Got to work on it. What would it be called? 10 a 5? Is that what you said?
Like desayuno desa cinco.
Oh, got it.
But you're saying 10 to 5.
Yeah.
Yes, a 5.
Not diesa cinco, desa cinco. Desayuno
Okay.
desa
Got it.
cinco. Is
Yeah,
it too
yeah.
much?
Makes sense.
I mean, this is a
No,
ESL
it makes
or a how do you
makes
say
sense.
Spanish as a second language? SSL? What am I labeled
Wait.
as?
Wait, it's desayuno. But how do you say it?
Desayuno.
Desayuno.
Instead of being $1, desayuno.
Oh,
$5.
my. It's a, oh.
Bad.
You got to work on the name. I'm getting a lot of thumbs down here. A lot of the viewers are logging off. Oh, no.
Ken's like, angry face, angry face.
Oh, no. Got it. Okay, I get it.
Warned on Facebook. Shut her down.
I got it. So you got to write it out. If you write it out, I think everybody will get it. Yes.
Where's my chat
Okay.
bar? I don't have a chat bar.
No,
Oh,
it's on.
Back to my classroom. Here we go, guys. Here you go, Krista. Desa. Yeah, I had to check my spelling for a second. Cinco. Desa cinco.
I like it.
There we
I
go.
get the whole.
Nice.
Art class.
All right.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, guys. Sorry, it was a
Got
bad pun. I like puns. I've never made one in Spanish other than Desa cinco.
It's a good
I'll
effort.
work.
It's good. It's good. Keep it. Keep it.
Effort.
Keep it for sure.
Chris says 10 for 5 would be better.
What did he say?
10 breakfast. 10 for 5 would be better. It would be a good deal.
That would be a great deal.
I thought you meant 10, like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm like, oh, it's pretty good hours. Not bad.
It's a good breakfast place.
Good. That's good.
Do you have a favorite breakfast place that you'd like to go to?
Oh yeah.
Catedral is my favorite.
Mm.
Get some
Yeah, that is good.
chilaquiles with café de olla.
They have kind of weird hours, right? They kind of
They're
have
only open till 2. So it's like definitely a breakfast place. But they have a whole menu of chilaquiles, like 10 varieties, 12 varieties, and they all taste very unique and very delicious. So
You've tried them all?
5 or 6 at least.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. We're good friends with the original owners, and we haven't been since they sold it to
Okay.
the current
I
owners.
don't think I've been at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I just never can catch them because they're like a earlier restaurant.
Yeah, well, I mean, for you on the school schedule, I would always go on like conference days before school. Like on the
Oh yeah,
later days.
perfect. Do you guys have a favorite restaurant that you guys go to as a family in Little Village?
So we used to live like a block from El Faro. I mean, now we're 3 blocks. I don't know why I talk like we're so far away. El Faro is like our quick breakfast place that we'll walk to a lot. If anybody comes to visit us, we always take them to Nuevo Leon because of the service there and the food and just like, it's like a whole experience, especially from outside of this culture. Like it's super good and super fast and delicious. And so we always take people there.
Nice.
Yeah, those are some hot spots. Those are good places. Those are great places. Some staples for the church too. I know a lot of people from church like to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
we
always
love
see
that.
people, if we go on a Sunday after service, we'll see people over at Nuevo Leon.
Right, absolutely. That's cool. So are you guys do you guys have any like favorite sports teams being from Michigan? What's the sports
Oh, you're not
situation
gonna
look like?
ask me the Cubs Sox question?
No,
Yeah.
we're not.
No.
That's a
Alex
no,
made it clear.
She has to answer. She's here in Chicago. She owns a house here in Chicago, so that has to her too. She has to answer. It's part of the thing. It has to be.
Oh.
It has to
Well, I mean, I was prepared for that question. I was gonna go with D, none of the above, and replace it with Los Tigres, the Tigers. So if I was gonna pick a team, and I had to pick the Cubs because, I mean, I don't know that much about sports, and hopefully my dad is not watching this because he would be very embarrassed of me. And I know Shane's not, so we're set there. But the Tigers, loyalty, they play the White Sox the same division. Did I get all those facts right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Chris said,
Yeah.
"Don't say tigers."
Well,
That's
he
why I
also said
asked.
Jesus was his favorite, which he is, but he should have had a better answer. No offense, Chris.
Oh, hey, no, can't do that. Sorry. That's a red card.
I gotta go.
So Tigers and then Lions, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, I am not.
Was like
I have,
home? Did you
I have
guys
been to a
watch it?
lot of Tigers games, and I will go to Tigers games. I've never been to a Lions games. My in-laws have season tickets. Shane loves to go to a Lions game, and that would be actually be his favorite team to watch. So Lions are on a lot at my house.
Cool. Yeah,
pretty solid.
Danielle and I visited Comerica Park, and we loved it.
I think
We absolutely loved
It's
it.
one of the best stadiums that we've seen so far.
It is really
Yeah.
fun.
Really
I
nice,
really like
yeah.
to go down to
Yeah.
Detroit.
It was so beautiful. It
Mm-hmm.
was yeah, they had like a carousel and a
Yeah. it was
small Ferris wheel, and their
super
stadium
fun.
like goes down. It was just gorgeous. It was
Mhm.
great. Let me see here.
By
I'm
the way,
looking
your
for
dad
some-
is watching.
So are you still like
Your dad is watching.
Oh.
so then are you still diehard all about Michigan, even though you've been here in Chicago for a bit?
I mean, Chicago is home. It's where currently is not, I mean, not just like physically, it is home. This is where our community is at and all of that. And I mean, we've been here almost 10 years. So we definitely have developed that. All of our family is home. We don't have any biological family here. That's just us. So we definitely need our New Life, you guys, our New Life Church. That's our family here, by all means, and what keeps us kind of like grounded here in community. All of our family is in Michigan. And so a lot of our heart is in Michigan, but it does definitely feel like that's where we go to rest sometimes and to get away from the city. And that's where we go to like to take a break, but that's not home. It never feels like that's home. It feels like, okay, now we're gonna come back home to Chicago.
Yeah, I think all of Chicago takes a break in Michigan for a weekend
That's true.
here and there.
Yeah.
Hey, your dad's name is Dave, right?
There he is, Dave Eubank. I actually can't
Okay.
see him, but I know you guys can. What do you say?
Okay, so Dave asked earlier. I'm sorry, Mr. Dave, if you didn't we didn't read your question, but it says I'm assuming he's referring to your breakfast restaurant.
Okay.
He's
He
asking
doesn't like
if you were gonna. Oh, let's guess. What would your dad ask you to make? He wrote something here. I'm just wondering if you guys, maybe it's an inside thing. I don't know.
he wants me to make something.
He suggested
A
a dish, right? A dish?
Is it chilaquiles?
No.
I mean, I've made it for him before and I think he liked it, which he was surprised that he liked it. I don't know. He made French toast and pancakes growing up. Either of those?
Yeah, he's a dad's French toast ?
Dad's French toast. I will make Dad's French
That should
toast,
be the
Dad.
name of it.
That's what the name should be. Yes, you're right.
No,
Good.
of that.
Not the restaurant, Ken.
Oh man.
Of the dish.
Can you tell us about your dad's French toast?
Dad's French toast can be on the not menu. Like you can come in and request, can I get Dad's French toast? Sure, I'll make it for you. It's not the name of the restaurant.
What talk to us about your dad's French toast. What's the big what's the connection there? What
I don't know that there's secret ingredients or anything. It's not like that. It's just that was kind of his staple. Mom doesn't make breakfast, doesn't eat breakfast. And so if we wanted like a fancy breakfast, Dad was going to make us French toast. And that would happen, I would say at least one Saturday a month, maybe more.
Cool.
And it was special
Hey,
because otherwise we had cereal, if you can imagine. That was our other option.
Right. Can you since your dad is watching, this is fun. Can you share a favorite moment that you had with him growing up? It could be anything, or it could be a few.
Sure. Let me get a second.
Let's get him a little emotional in Michigan. He's like,
One thing that I admire or that I like about nowadays with my dad, he's far away. And every time he writes to me or sends me a text or writes on my Facebook wall, he always calls me baby girl. And that's what he called me growing up. And so that's really special. And it still puts me back in those moments of like being smaller and being in his arms. And I like that he's very into sports. Most of my family is. He's a referee and umpire. That's part of his job. And so he's like
Ooh,
very
that's
into
tough.
sports and
That's
always
tough.
busy with baseball, softball, basketball. And I chose tennis, and nobody else chose tennis in my family. It was like a bizarre thing because at tennis, you actually have to be really quiet. And my parents are the ones, especially my dad, is like, get on the field, go after them, get back. You know, like if I played soccer, which my brother and my sister did, and I tried, but I was no good at it, you know, they were vocal parents, but my
Right.
parents had to learn to be like quiet, silent at tennis. And you can't cheer when somebody else messes up. So if you like, if I won because the other person messed up, it's just like, but that being said, I loved that my dad and my mom like cheered me on in tennis and supported me, even though I was the only one who did it. And they figured out tennis because that was what I wanted to do. So I loved having their support all the way through college. They would come to almost all of my tennis meets and be there.
Oh, nice. That's special.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You gonna, did you get any cry emojis on that one?
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. I think it's a little delayed, so we'll
Mhm.
probably get them in like 10 minutes. So, moving on to a different subject. Which one of your kids would you eat first if this pandemic continues?
See, I was ready for this one too. Y'all are awful people.
I don't make this stuff up. Okay, I just read what's on my phone.
The thing I typed into my phone 4 hours ago. I never saw it. I mean, I'm not into that, you guys. I mean, Nora has the most meat on her, so if we're just like going on like nutritional value, she's made of muscle. I guess
All right,
I
that's a
start
good
there.
answer. All right, that's cool. So if Nora goes missing, we know what happens.
Yeah. She's part of the
Hope it doesn't come to
cinco.
that.
Yeah.
Part of the survival plan, you guys.
Okay, and I know that everyone hates school food for whatever reason. I have no idea why. I loved my school cafeteria food. What was your favorite dish that they had? Like
Ooh, good
favorite,
question.
you know, the thing that they would come out with, like you knew every Tuesday this was gonna be a thing, you know. Like what was your favorite food from school?
That's a good question. I appreciate that. In kindergarten, I would have said the French toast sticks. You know, they're not even like French toast, they're just rectangles.
Weird.
That stuff is my jam. Those are delicious. They're still delicious. They're not food, I'm pretty sure. And then in like 4th and 5th grade, I actually got to work in the cafeteria and like help out. And chicken nugget day is like everybody's favorite, right? Like 5 chicken. And I got the job of like counting out 5 chicken nuggets and sticking them on the tray. I liked it for like the purpose, but then also they were delicious because I felt like I did something special. And then in high school, I mean, I rocked that pepperoni pizza almost every day.
Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with the pizza. No way.
I don't know. I tried some today actually from the CPS lunches. Like we go and pick them up, and there was like a pizza just sitting there on Florence's tray, and it's not a good choice anymore, you guys.
Was it the flat one, like rectangle, or was it the circular deep one?
Oh no, it's not like the bagel. Bagel pizza is delicious. Rectangle is just cardboard on bread.
Back in my high school, we had these. I don't know if you guys ever had Bosco sticks. Like they're like breadsticks with like cheese inside.
Oh, they
Oh.
were in the CPS lunches last week.
Oh, yeah. Well, in my high school, they used to sell those for like, I think it was like $1.50 for 2 of them. And that was currency. So if you needed homework done, you would give them Bosco sticks. And that counted for like, it was so good. Like if you had those, I don't know what they put in those. It was really good. That's why I got fat.
Wow, you did everybody's homework?
Yeah, I did everyone's homework.
It was only currency for you. They knew it worked for you, and they were like, "We're just gonna keep bringing in Bosco sticks."
Yeah, I was doing it at the cafeteria too. It's funny.
Wow.
Cool. You guys have any other questions?
I got mine. I think you covered all of them, right?
I don't think so.
Covered a lot of them, yeah.
Your dad says, "Love you, baby girl."
Aw.
There you go. Love you too, Dad.
Mhm.
Thanks for watching, making me extra famous.
So I guess I think that's about it then. Anything else that you want to end with? Anything you're working on?
That I'm working at?
Yeah, that you want to share?
How do you
Project.
keep your hair so fabulous, maybe?
Well, most of you know, I have a hair and skincare business. It's fabulous. I do like it. Those are my two jobs, teaching online and hair and skincare. And it's been a huge blessing to our family. It's helping pay for this home that we're in. So, I mean, putting it out there, we do have 2 properties in this neighborhood, which is not ideal during a COVID situation. But yeah, we want to use our properties to build community and to build affordable housing for people in our community, especially in our church community or just outside of that. And so we are looking for renters for at least 1 unit so far. And our goal is that this house that we're in right now will be more of like a community space. So we'll live on 1 floor and then another family on another, or a couple or something that we're mentoring, and then have some more of like a community than just like 2 units that kind of operate separate, like kind of an open door policy space. So we pray that we think that God led us to that. And so we're praying that God would kind of bring it to fruition for the right family and the right time. And then to be able to use our other home in a similar fashion, to have kind of family dinners with whoever lives over there, and just build better community.
Would they get free breakfast or would they get it for $5?
I mean, it's only $5, so
So no.
So, free?
de está cinco.
All right.
It'll
Well,
catch.
thank-
It'll catch, Ken. Don't worry. It'll catch.
I'll go. I'll definitely go. I'll try it out. I'll order a few things for $5. Not bad.
Give it a bad review on Yelp. Don't go.
As long as you have some coffee, I'll be there early in the morning.
For sure.
Cool.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
thanks
guys, for
everyone
having me.
for
This has been fun.
tuning in, and for everybody here that's in the Zoom meeting. Everybody that's watching, we have other stuff going on during the week, so keep your eyes out for that, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Alyssa.
Bye,
Bye.
Alyssa.